Life has a strange way of balancing the scales. It never cheats us, but it always collects. Whatever we choose today, life sends us the bill tomorrow. And the problem isn't that life is unfair. The problem is that we keep asking for ease up front and hoping things magically work out later. Most people want an easy life, but they chase it through easy choices. They avoid discipline, delay effort, and negotiate with their own potential. What they don't realize is this: every easy choice today quietly signs a contract for a harder tomorrow. Comfort has a price, and it always charges interest. Life rewards discipline before it rewards comfort. And this truth is simple, uncomfortable, and powerful. Discipline is the willingness to do what needs to be done long before the results show up. Comfort, on the other hand, is the desire to feel good now, to avoid strain, effort, and inconvenience. Most people are trained to chase comfort first and hope rewards will somehow appear later, but life does not operate on hope, it operates on patterns. Discipline is planting seeds in a season when nothing looks promising. You wake up early when no one is watching. You practice when applause is absent. You say no to things that feel good but take you nowhere. At that stage, discipline feels unrewarded. There is no immediate applause, no instant success, no quick validation. Comfort seems more attractive because it pays instantly. Sleep a little more, work a little less, avoid the hard conversation, delay the hard decision. Comfort gives quick relief, but it gives nothing lasting. Life, however, has a long memory. It remembers who showed up consistently and who chose ease repeatedly. Discipline may feel heavy at the beginning, but it lightens the load of life over time. A disciplined person develops skills, confidence, health, and stability. These things slowly turn into options, freedom, and peace of mind. Comfort does the opposite. It feels light today, but grows heavier tomorrow. Missed opportunities, weak habits, regret, and stress start to accumulate, and life becomes harder without warning. The danger of comfort is that it doesn't announce its cost up front. It whispers, just this once, or you deserve a break, or you can start tomorrow. Discipline speaks a harsher language. It says, do it anyway, pay attention, and take responsibility now. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they choose comfort too often and discipline too rarely. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. It is the decision to value your future more than your present mood. When you train your body, manage your money, control your time, or sharpen your mind, you are not depriving yourself, you are preparing yourself. You are telling life that you are serious, that you are willing to earn what you want rather than wish for it. Life responds differently to disciplined people. It opens doors faster, it presents fewer emergencies, and it offers more second chances. Not because life is kinder to them, but because discipline reduces chaos. When you prepare, life doesn't have to rescue you. When you plan, life doesn't have to punish you. Discipline creates margin, and margin creates peace. Comfort creates dependency. Discipline creates independence. A person who always seeks comfort becomes dependent on motivation, circumstances, and luck. A disciplined person becomes dependable. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They act based on principle, not emotion. Over time, this builds a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken easily. The most unfair part of life is that disciplined people often look lucky later. Others see the results, but not the years of early mornings, lonely effort, and uncomfortable choices. They call it talent, timing, or fate, when in reality it was discipline paid in advance. Life doesn't reward what you intend to do, it rewards what you consistently do. If you want comfort later, you must accept discipline now. If you want ease in your schedule, peace in your mind, and strength in your character, you must earn it before you need it. Life does not hand out rewards at the start of the journey. It waits to see who is willing to carry the weight first, and then quietly shifts the balance in their favor. Easy choices feel good now, but cost more later, and that is where most lives quietly go off track. The attraction of an easy choice is not that it is evil or dramatic, but that it feels harmless in the moment. It feels like a small reward, a small break, a small delay. One easy choice rarely destroys a life, but repeated daily, those choices begin to shape a future no one intended to live. An easy choice usually offers immediate comfort. It saves effort, avoids discomfort, and protects the ego. You skip the workout, postpone the hard conversation, ignore the budget, delay learning something new. Nothing terrible happens right away, which is why the habit forms. The absence of immediate pain creates the illusion that the choice was harmless. Life does not argue with you at that moment. It simply takes notes. Later is when the cost shows up. The skipped workouts turn into low energy and health problems. The postponed conversations turn into broken relationships. The ignored finances turn into stress and limitation. The delayed learning turns into missed opportunities. None of these outcomes arrive suddenly. They arrive quietly, accumulated through time, until one day the weight feels overwhelming and the question becomes, how did it get this hard? Easy choices steal from the future to make the present feel better. They are loans with invisible interest. At first, the interest rate seems low, almost non-existent. Over time, it compounds. What once felt like freedom turns into restriction. What once felt like rest turns into weakness. What once felt like enjoyment turns into regret. Life always collects the payment, and it usually collects it when you are least prepared to pay. The danger is that easy choices are socially acceptable. No one criticizes you for relaxing too much, spending impulsively, or choosing entertainment over growth. In fact, society often celebrates it. Discipline looks strange in a world addicted to comfort. The person who chooses effort, restraint, and responsibility can seem extreme. But while easy choices are praised publicly, hard consequences are paid privately. Easy choices also train the mind to avoid resistance. Each time you choose what is easiest, you reinforce the habit of escape. Over time, even small challenges begin to feel heavy. Motivation weakens, patience shortens, and resilience fades. Life becomes harder not because the problems are bigger, but because the person facing them is less prepared. Later costs are not always dramatic failures. Sometimes they show up as quiet dissatisfaction, a feeling of being behind, stuck, or unfulfilled, a sense that life could have been more, but somehow drifted in another direction. These are the most painful costs because they come with the awareness that many of them were avoidable. The tragedy is not that people make easy choices. The tragedy is that they don't see the trade being made. Every easy choice is a vote for a harder future. Every avoided effort is a future effort multiplied. The work does not disappear, it simply waits and grows. Life never says, "You skipped it, so I'll remove it." Life says, "You skipped it, so you'll meet it later, larger and less forgiving." Hard choices are uncomfortable now, but reduce future pain. Easy choices reduce discomfort now, but increase future pressure. This is the exchange life offers, whether you acknowledge it or not. The earlier you pay the price of effort, the less interest you pay over time. The longer you delay, the heavier the bill becomes. When people say life is unfair, they often mean life is demanding payment for choices they forgot they made. Life is not cruel, it is precise. It keeps score quietly and settles accounts faithfully. Easy choices feel like kindness in the moment, but they are often cruelty in disguise because they rob the future of strength, options, and peace. If someone wants a better later, they must be willing to accept a harder now. Awareness changes everything. Once you see the cost, the appeal of easy choices begins to fade. You start asking a better question, not what feels best right now, but what will this cost me later? That question alone can redirect a life long before the bill arrives. Hard choices build character, strength, and freedom, and this is one of life's quiet guarantees. Character is not formed in moments of ease, but in moments of decision, especially when the right choice is also the difficult one. Every time a person chooses what is right over what is easy, something invisible but powerful begins to grow within them. That inner growth may not show immediately, but it becomes the foundation of everything that follows. Character is the result of repeated hard choices made without supervision. It is built when no one is watching, applauding, or rewarding you. Choosing honesty when dishonesty would be easier, choosing consistency when excuses are available, choosing responsibility when blame feels more comfortable. These choices shape who you become. Over time, a person with strong character gains something rare in this world, self-trust. When you know you can rely on yourself, life becomes less frightening and more manageable. Strength comes from resistance, not avoidance. Muscles grow by being challenged, and so does the human spirit. Hard choices stretch you beyond what feels familiar. They force you to develop discipline, patience, and endurance. Each difficult decision faced and handled properly increases your capacity to handle the next one. What once felt impossible slowly becomes manageable, and what once felt heavy begins to feel normal. Many people misunderstand strength. They think it means never struggling, never doubting, never feeling tired. True strength is continuing despite all of that. It is waking up and showing up even when motivation is gone. Hard choices teach you that feelings are temporary, but progress is permanent. This understanding alone separates those who grow from those who remain stuck. Freedom is the ultimate reward of hard choices, though it is often the last thing people associate with them. At first, hard choices feel restrictive. Discipline feels like limitation. Structure feels like control. Responsibility feels like pressure. But over time, these very things create freedom. A disciplined person has more control over their time. A skilled person has more career options. A financially responsible person has more peace and flexibility. A mentally strong person is less controlled by fear and emotion. Easy choices promise freedom, but quietly steal it. Comfort feels like freedom in the moment, but it leads to dependency. The person who avoids hard choices becomes dependent on circumstances, moods, and other people. They lose control slowly, one decision at a time. Hard choices reverse that process. They return control back to the individual. Hard choices also clarify priorities. When something is difficult, you discover how badly you want it. Effort filters desire. Anything that requires sacrifice forces you to decide what truly matters. This clarity simplifies life. You stop chasing everything and start committing to what counts. That commitment builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. There is a hidden dignity in choosing the hard path. You walk with your head higher because you know you earned your progress. You are less jealous of others because you understand the cost of achievement. You respect time because you have invested it wisely. Hard choices teach humility early, so life doesn't have to teach it harshly later. People who consistently choose the hard road become calm in chaos. They don't panic easily because they have faced discomfort before. They don't collapse under pressure because pressure is familiar. Life still presents challenges, but those challenges no longer feel personal or overwhelming. They feel like part of the process. Hard choices do not guarantee a perfect life, but they guarantee a stronger person. And a strong person can handle an imperfect life far better than a weak person can handle an easy one. Over time, character stabilizes emotions, strength stabilizes action, and freedom stabilizes the future. Life always offers two paths: the path that asks more of you now, and the path that asks more of you later. Hard choices ask for courage, effort, and patience up front, but they give back in confidence, capability, and control. The person who embraces difficulty early is slowly released from difficulty later, not because life becomes simple, but because they become capable. The pain of discipline is lighter than the pain of regret, and this truth becomes clearer with time and experience. Discipline hurts in small, manageable ways. It asks for effort when comfort is tempting, focus when distraction is easier, and restraint when indulgence feels justified. The pain of discipline is immediate and noticeable, which is why many people try to avoid it. But it is also temporary and purposeful, designed to strengthen rather than destroy. Regret works differently. It does not announce itself early. It waits patiently while choices are being made, while days are being wasted, while potential is being postponed. At first, regret is silent. Then it begins to whisper, reminding you of what you didn't do, what you avoided, and what you allowed to slip away. Over time, that whisper grows louder and heavier, turning into a constant weight that is far harder to carry than discipline ever was. Discipline asks you to pay in advance. You feel the cost upfront through effort, structure, and self-control. You wake up earlier than you want to. You practice longer than you feel like. You say no when yes would be more comfortable. These moments sting, but they pass. Once the effort is done, the pain fades and leaves behind progress, skill, and confidence. Regret collects payment with interest. It demands emotional energy, mental space, and peace of mind. You replay past decisions, imagine alternative outcomes, and wonder how things might have been different. Regret cannot be undone by effort alone, and it cannot be escaped by distraction. It follows you quietly, showing up in moments of stillness and honesty. Discipline strengthens you while it hurts you. Regret weakens you while it hurts you. Discipline builds self-respect because you know you acted in alignment with what you knew was right. Even when results are slow, there is pride in effort. Regret erodes self-trust because you know you avoided what mattered. That erosion makes future decisions harder, not easier. Most people misjudge discipline because they focus only on the discomfort and ignore the outcome. They see discipline as sacrifice rather than investment. But discipline is not about suffering for no reason. It is about choosing a controlled discomfort now to avoid uncontrolled suffering later. Skipping discipline does not eliminate pain, it postpones it and multiplies it. The pain of discipline usually has an end point. A workout ends. A study session finishes. A hard conversation passes. You feel tired, but you also feel accomplished. Regret rarely has closure. It lingers because it is attached to lost time and missed opportunities. You cannot go back and apply discipline where it was absent, and that realization is what makes regret so heavy. Discipline also creates momentum. Each disciplined act makes the next one slightly easier. Habits form, confidence grows, and effort becomes part of your identity. Regret creates stagnation. It keeps you mentally anchored to the past, draining energy that could have been used to move forward. The irony is that discipline often feels unfair in the moment. You work harder while others relax. You delay pleasure while others indulge. It can feel like you are missing out. Regret reveals the opposite truth later. You realize the real loss was not missing out on comfort, but missing out on growth, strength, and opportunity. People rarely regret being disciplined. They rarely regret taking care of their health, learning a skill, saving money, or showing up consistently. They regret not doing those things. They regret choosing ease when effort was required. This pattern repeats across all areas of life, quietly proving that discipline was always the cheaper price. Life eventually forces everyone to feel pain. The difference lies in whether that pain is chosen or imposed. Discipline allows you to choose your pain, to control it, and to benefit from it. Regret arrives uninvited and offers nothing in return. When faced with the choice, the lighter burden is clear to anyone willing to think beyond the moment and consider the long path ahead. Small daily decisions shape long-term destiny, even though they often feel insignificant in the moment. Life is rarely changed by one dramatic event. It is shaped by quiet patterns repeated over time. What you choose to do today, and then again tomorrow, slowly becomes who you are. Destiny is not something that suddenly appears. It is something that is built one ordinary decision at a time. Every day presents dozens of small choices that seem too minor to matter. What time you wake up, what you focus on, what you eat, how you speak, what you read, how you respond to frustration. Each choice feels small, almost invisible, but life does not measure choices by their size. It measures them by their frequency. A decision repeated becomes a habit, and a habit repeated becomes a direction. People often overestimate what they can change in a day and underestimate what they can change in a year. A single disciplined day may not transform your life, but a year of disciplined days will. In the same way, a single careless choice may not ruin anything, but years of careless choices can quietly dismantle potential. The future is not built in big moments, it is built in ordinary ones. Small decisions work like compound interest. Their power lies in accumulation. A few minutes of learning each day compounds into expertise. A small amount of savings compounds into financial security. A daily walk compounds into health and energy. At first, progress is almost invisible, which is why many people quit early. They are looking for dramatic change and overlook subtle growth. But life rewards consistency, not intensity. The danger of small decisions is that they feel harmless. Skipping effort today feels justified. Choosing distraction feels deserved. Telling yourself it doesn't matter feels logical. But when that same decision is made again and again, it begins to matter a great deal. Small decisions are votes for the kind of life you will live. You may not see the results immediately, but you are always voting. Character is formed in these small moments. You become disciplined or undisciplined, focused or scattered, responsible or careless through daily behavior, not through occasional inspiration. Motivation comes and goes, but decisions made consistently shape identity. Over time, you stop needing motivation because your habits carry you forward. Long-term destiny is simply the logical outcome of repeated behavior. Where you end up is rarely an accident. It is the result of what you tolerated, what you practiced, and what you prioritized. Life feels unpredictable only when people ignore the patterns they are creating. When you look closely, the destination usually matches the direction that was chosen long ago. Small decisions also shape how you respond to pressure. A person who practices discipline daily does not collapse under stress because discipline is familiar. A person who practices avoidance daily finds even small challenges overwhelming. What you rehearse in private shows up in public when it matters most. The most powerful part of small decisions is that they are available to everyone. You do not need perfect conditions, special talent, or dramatic change. You need awareness and consistency. Anyone can make a slightly better choice today. Anyone can adjust direction by 1 degree. Over time, that slight adjustment leads to a completely different destination. The problem is not that people are incapable of making good decisions. The problem is that they delay them, waiting for a perfect moment that never arrives. Destiny does not wait for readiness. It responds to action. The future is built by what you do repeatedly, not by what you intend to do someday. When people look back on their lives, they rarely remember one defining decision. They remember patterns. Patterns of effort or neglect, growth or comfort, responsibility or excuse. Those patterns began with small daily choices that seemed ordinary at the time. If you want to change your future, you do not need to overhaul your entire life. You need to change what you do today and repeat it tomorrow. Small decisions may not feel powerful, but they are shaping your direction every single day, quietly and faithfully moving you toward the life you are building, whether you are paying attention or not. Responsibility is the doorway to a better life, even though many people treat it as a burden rather than an opportunity. To take responsibility is to accept that your choices matter, that your actions shape outcomes, and that your future is not something that merely happens to you. Responsibility shifts life from something you endure into something you influence. Avoiding responsibility feels lighter in the moment. Blame, excuses, and denial offer temporary relief because they remove pressure from the self. When problems are always someone else's fault, there is no immediate demand to change. But this relief is deceptive. The moment you give away responsibility, you also give away control. A life without responsibility becomes a life directed by circumstances, moods, and other people. Taking responsibility is empowering because it places the steering wheel back in your hands. It does not mean you caused everything that happened to you, but it means you choose how you respond. This distinction is critical. You may not control the past, but you control your habits, your attitude, and your effort. Responsibility begins the moment you stop asking who is to blame and start asking what can be done. A responsible person stops waiting to be rescued. They stop expecting life to be fair before they act. They understand that progress often requires action before clarity. Responsibility removes the illusion that someone else is coming to fix things. That realization can feel heavy at first, but it is also the moment real growth begins. Life responds differently to people who accept responsibility. Opportunities appear because they are prepared. Trust is extended because they are reliable. Problems are smaller because they are addressed early. Responsibility creates order, and order creates momentum. When you handle what is in your control, life becomes less chaotic and more predictable. Many people resist responsibility because they associate it with pressure and sacrifice. They fear that accepting responsibility means giving up freedom. In reality, responsibility is what creates freedom. A person who manages their finances has more options. A person who manages their time has more flexibility. A person who manages their emotions is less controlled by others. Responsibility builds capability, and capability expands choice. Responsibility also strengthens self-respect. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are doing your part. You no longer need constant validation because you trust your own effort. Even when results are slow, you feel grounded because you know you are moving in the right direction. This internal stability makes life easier to navigate. Avoiding responsibility may feel comfortable, but it slowly weakens the individual. Problems grow because they are ignored. Skills remain undeveloped because effort is avoided. Confidence erodes because promises to oneself are repeatedly broken. Over time, this creates frustration and resentment, often directed at life or other people, even though the real issue was avoidance. Responsibility teaches problem solving rather than complaining. When something goes wrong, the responsible person looks for solutions instead of sympathy. This mindset builds resilience. Each challenge becomes training rather than punishment. Life does not become problem-free, but problems become manageable. There is dignity in responsibility. It signals maturity, strength, and self-leadership. People naturally respect and follow those who take ownership. Relationships improve because trust grows. Careers advance because reliability is rare. Responsibility quietly separates those who progress from those who remain stuck. The doorway to a better life is not luck, talent, or perfect timing. It is the moment a person decides to own their choices, their habits, and their direction. That decision changes how they think, how they act, and how life responds to them. When you accept responsibility, you stop negotiating with your potential. You stop waiting for motivation and start acting from principle. You stop hoping things will improve and begin making them improve through consistent effort. A better life does not require perfection. It requires ownership. Each time you take responsibility, you step closer to stability, growth, and freedom. The doorway is always open, but it only opens from the inside. When a person decides to walk through it and claim the life they are capable of creating,